Systems work, people fail. Welcome to InsurMark's Advisor Mentorship Podcast with Vice President Jeremy Hauser, where we share proven systems and processes for the 21st century advisor. Today, it's essential that advisors find a way to differentiate themselves from the competition. Learn how to elevate your game and accomplish incredible feats as Jeremy teaches you how to build a more successful and sustainable business, while realizing a better work-life balance is not only possible, but achievable.
There's no I in team, but there is a me, says Felicia Turner. Welcome to this week's episode of Advisor Mentorship Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Hauser, and I am looking forward to this episode as I actually have my team on with me to share who their favorite advisor is and why. I'm just kidding. Today, we actually have my team who compiles of Felicia Turner, Dave Ray, Maria Thibodeaux, and also Binh Nguyen, aka Diesel, on to share with our audience what their New Year's resolutions are for 2023. First and foremost, I know as the audience is very eagerly waiting to hear from each and every one of you, and all of you get an opportunity to work with my awesome team here at InsurMark. Wanted to bring on Felicia Turner, our right arm woman, for coming up on how many years now, Felicia, have me and you been working together?
Hey, Jeremy, thanks for the invite. Next May 2023 will be 10 years. Wow. So we've been together a long time. How long has it been for you? You just celebrated 10 years. Yeah.
I did just celebrate the 10 years. So yeah, I'm coming up on 11, 12 years now. So you've been with me since I've been an infant here.
I know. Wow.
So with you here at InsurMark, I know it's been awesome. My advisors are great. I know that I'm probably the best person ever to work with. So first question to you is, what was your favorite episode of the Advisor Mentorship Podcast? I'm just joking.
It will probably be this one.
Great answer. I appreciate that, Felicia. So a lot of people get to chat with you with regards to probably processing business and a lot of you doing the heavy lifting to help them get their business issued, and a lot of the things behind the scenes that obviously you never even let me see, which has been great and a blessing for us. What are some stories maybe that stuck out to you here for 2022? And is there anything that might have maybe an advisor or so that you'd felt there was an opportunity that really we were able to save some cases, or maybe there's just at least a story that you might want to share?
First, I'm going to say it's been a blessing, really, being in a partnership with you. Almost 10 years, lots of stories, lots of agents. I can't really name one, but I will definitely say 2022 has been a pivotal year, I think, for our team. Mm-hmm. Just off the top of my head, I'm going to say the Milligan team, Mike Milligan and Caitlin, they have been a great catalyst boost to our team this year. And I think for any agent that has joined us, I think it has been great when they onboard and they are actually utilizing e-apps. It is definitely the way to do business. I know our team has turned many corners this year, and a lot of our agents are seeing faster commissions being paid and so forth. Not saying you can't submit paper applications, but definitely e-app is the way to go. So yeah, I will also say a Terry Willis team. I have lots of back office admin teammates that we partner with. A lot of times you guys, the ADCs, or their agents, they don't really get into what we are doing as far as the case managers. So you guys can make your calls. We handle the other part, getting business and funded issues. But no, I would just say e-apps, and it's just been great. Thankful for everybody that does business with us, with this particular team as well. It's great working with you, and just looking forward to many more years. Thank you. Thanks for, the question.
I love that part. Many, many more years. Hey.
We'll talk about that offline.
No, I appreciate that. And I'm sure, and awesome plug about the e-apps. I know that is a great plug about e-app. I know there's a lot of things that have been working really well for the team this year. So let's get a little more personal, Miss Felicia.
Oh, Lord.
For 2023, they don't always want to hear about business. They want to hear about what is Felicia Turner's New Year's resolution for 2023.
Well, I think at this point in my life, I don't necessarily believe in resolutions anymore. I think in this part of my life. I think it's more of goals for me. So that's kind of what I look at. As far as 2023 goals, I would say definitely just more self-care, of course, married with children, grandbaby. Sometimes the focus is always on others, which is great. It's good to be other-centered for sure, but more self-care, which I do a good job, but I want to do a better job in 2023. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, just redefining career goals for sure with InsurMark. So we'll see what that holds. And then I would say next year is going to be a good year because my youngest is graduating. He's a senior. And so just looking forward to celebrating. There will be a lot of celebrating. So the last one out of the house in a sense. So right before college. So once he's gone. So empty nesters, let's go Melvin, travel more. And that's it. Just spend more time with family, friends, and then just be who I am. Just happy, full of joy, and increase that. So that's it. That's all I have for now.
Beautiful. Beautiful goals. I'm glad I'm a part of them.
Oh, Lord, offline.
We appreciate you. My wife appreciates you. No, thanks for sharing those awesome little nuggets here. So let me pass it on over to Mr. Dave Wayne Ray, heading up the live team here. How we doing, Dave? How long have you been here with InsurMark and part of the team?
I'm blessed. Thank you. I joined in August of 2019. So I just passed my 3-year anniversary as a part of the life family here. So really have enjoyed my time. I get the pleasure of working with these Maria and Ben every single day. How awesome is that?
Well, I'm sure they'll tell us. No, we really do have an awesome team. So for Dave this year, and I liked how Felicia framed it a little more so, not necessarily one-on-one, what advisor stands out. If there's a reason for the success this year for 2022 for our team, is there any moments that you can point back to of what really helped our life division really grow since you do head up that part of our team here for InsurMark?
For me, I think it was the open minds. We actually opened some hearts and minds this year that were maybe closed in previous years. And we were able to say, hey guys, let's just give us a shot. And then having an all-star team on the life side, once we get our shot to shine, they really truly open their hearts and minds. And there's been some agents, and I can't name them all, but there's been some agents that really said, wow, you guys can really deliver. You guys can give us opportunities and open opportunities for me as the agent. And so to me, the number one thing we accomplished this year is just opening some hearts and minds.
Hearts and minds. I love that. Before we jump into 2023 for the New Year's resolution, is there anything in 2023 that you're excited for on the life side, since you see a little behind the curtain before it rolls out to advisors?
Yeah, so we just launched some new software. So to me, the life insurance as a whole, as an industry, it's hard to sell an intangible like that. And so you've got to have tools and resources to do that. And you can have the best case manager in the world. Sorry, Fifi, she has to be the best in the world, and the best case designer in the world, Binh Nguyen, Ben the Diesel Win behind you. But if you don't have the systems and tools necessary to deliver, I think I don't want to misquote you, Jeremy, but systems work, people fail. So when you have a system in place to deliver, and we built that system this year, really rolling it out just this last quarter or just last couple months. So to me, moving into 2023, we're going to be able to deliver on some of those promises and really take advantage of those open minds and hearts.
Good stuff. 2023 New Year's resolution. The man with three first names. What is it?
Be more servant-minded. Sometimes I know that I can be closed-minded and really kind of not open to other ideas. I really want to open up my servant mind to others. I've been reading some couple books, one that you put me on to, about, just opening up your mind, opening up possibilities, and being more servant focused. So to me, I want to serve Maria and Ben more with an open heart and open mind, and then serve our agents more and be able to say, hey, yes, a lot more versus I don't know, and being, I don't want to say negative, but being hesitant to just try something new. I'm getting to the age now. I'm not as young as Fifi is. She's 22 with grandchildren. So I don't know how she pulled that off. We'll talk about that offline. But at this point, I need to really keep my mind open to the possibilities. And you've helped a lot with that, right? So you kind of opened my mind and said, hey, don't get trapped in a rut. Get out there and try something new and don't be afraid to fail. And to me, my 2023 is don't be afraid to fail. 2022 has been tough. It's not a failure. It's still a success, but you know, where the market is and everything's going, don't be afraid to fail. Get out there and put myself out there on the limb.
Good stuff, buddy. No, appreciate you and happy to hear that. Looking forward to success closing the year and then also going into next year with you as well. So, Mrs. Maria, I know Dave had some very pleasant things to say about you. I would definitely echo that. My advisors would echo that.
I paid them before we got on here.
How many years now have you come up on with InsurMark?
I had my 8-year anniversary this August. So I've been here 8 years.
8 years. Jeez Louise. I didn't know I'd been here that long. Well, and actually, before I even get into your question, it's an honor. I think every one of us here has won the title, right? Of Employee of the Year. I think,
You
right?
are correct. We all have, yeah.
Only one of us is 2-time recipient.
Yes.
So let's Fifi, don't let him get away with that. Only one of us is 2-time recipient.
Yeah. Details. So Maria, for this year, as Dave mentioned, so I mean, especially last year coming into this year, we're continuing to grow on the life side. Is there anything that you've seen positive trends coming in the form of life insurance, at least with the people day to day that you're working with and chatting with?
Well, I think where the life side's always a little bit ahead of the annuity side has always been with the e-app. So just to have the agents and including some of your agents that might normally would have gone the paper app route to be able to actually tell them, hey, you know, if you want to jump on this e-app train, that's been great. Even agents that wouldn't, they're like, Maria, send me a paper app. I think Ben's real helpful to also say, hey, what about this e-app? And when they like it and get used to it, it's just that fear of getting through that first one. And then it's great. And I really think that the agents are liking that. Your agents definitely included.
So yeah, man, I bet you Firelight would love this episode of the podcast. For the team that did a really good job this year for 2023, if Maria were to put on her hat of her New Year's resolution or goals, what are you looking forward to for next year?
So for next year, what I'm going to try to work on to where hopefully it reflects everywhere, in personal and work, is I want to do more random acts of kindness. You think you're doing good, but then someone might go out of their way to show you a kindness, whether it's at home or out or even at work. You know, always talking about catering to our agents, and we love it. Sometimes they're just great to work with and their kindness kind of blesses us. And I don't know if sometimes they don't realize that. So for me, it's been that. I definitely want to work on more random acts of kindness from next year. Simple stuff, even from just picking up trash to making sure I wait another second to hold that door open for somebody who might be a few more steps behind me, to even maybe paying more attention to certain changes at the carriers that I can then share with the agents when they send an app in and, might see something that might cause a problem or maybe not get that client approved exactly at the rating that they wanted. So just little things like that. I want to work on more random acts of kindness for next year.
I love that. It's like the phrase, small hinges move big doors. And it's so true. No, I appreciate your relationship with not just myself, but also the team of advisors. I know you've been awesome here, nothing but great things. I know Mark Hart especially loves you. So as for last but not least, diesel fuel, Mr. Binh Nguyen. Ben, how many years have you been with us?
Let's see. I actually started 1 week after Felicia. So we actually are in the same graduating class of InsurMark. And so it's been, next year it's going to be 10 years actually. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, 10 years.
And what's crazy to think of, so the company coming up, so next year will be our 40th year anniversary. So 3 people on today's call have been with the company for a quarter of it. So for Binh Nguyen, what is one thing you could probably point to for 2022 that you found was there anything that changed positively within what you currently do on your day-to-day for advisors?
Yeah, the great thing about 2022 is that the life department is growing. We're able to add on Tom and Jeff, and so with help with Dave, because Dave does a great job. He's basically the pilot for the department, and we all work great together. And I think part of like why we do well and we gel well is because we genuinely, I can say that, like and care about each other. And so we have a lot of fun working. As you can tell earlier, I mean, everyone's just joking around and we love cracking jokes at each other. But yeah, so part of it is this last year is just growing, and part of growing is trying to adapt to how each person works. Dave works a particular way, Tom works a particular way, and we're just now learning to work with Jeff as well. So all in all, it's working well, trying to get better communication and working with advisors and getting them on board with all the tools and resources that we have available, because we do have a lot of things that's available, but majority of the time they're not aware of it, for one, and just not knowing how to use it. So that's where Dave and Tom, and Jeff, they do a great job of trying to introduce these products. And e-app is definitely, like Maria says, the life department, we're pretty good at doing e-apps, but if we can get more agents to do it consistently, because that actually shaves so much underwriting time, and that helps everybody out in general. The agents will get clients approved quicker, and thus they're get paid sooner once the case gets placed. So yeah, that's everything's improving. We've last year, what was it, the year before, we had a record-breaking year. This year we're going to do just about the same, if not better. So we're on the up and up, like you would say.
Good stuff. And for those advisors that are listening here, is there, or well, due to your network, who knows who's all listening to this. So for Binh Nguyen, for 2023, what is a goal of yours or a New Year's resolution that you're going to be working on for next year?
I'm going to go to the gym. I want my biceps to be just as big as yours, Jeremy. And then, because you're talking about small hinges or something about leaving doors open. Well, big muscles will keep the doors open for ladies that walk through the doors. So that's my new quote. Travel more if I could. I mean, I think the older I get, I just realize it's experiences that really matter. I'm going to places I've never been before, going to different restaurants I've never tried different foods that I may not have tried before. Just different experiences, I think, is the key to happiness. So that's it for me. Pretty simple.
Just travel, go to the gym, and work on your biceps, huh?
Work on my biceps. That's it for 2023. And check back with me next year. See how big.
I'm going to make sure. No, you know what? So I'm going to actually have Dave on New Year's Day, or maybe the day before. I'm going to have him actually measure your bicep. And a year from today, I want to measure your bicep to see if it's actually grown. Is that fair?
You know what? I like the way you're keeping us all accountable. Yeah.
So
let's do it.
I got to brag a little bit. About these two. So Binh Nguyen is actually a YouTube star. So he actually runs the Food Network, a food channel network, a YouTube video. So he's a YouTube star. I was number 116 to subscribe. And so I got to brag on him a little bit there. Right. And so, and Maria's over there raising football stars over in Katy. So she's got a football star going to state there. So I have a great team, and I throw that in there because for 2023, let's get him to 1,000 subscribers. Let's go.
Okay.
Good plug.
Appreciate that. And hopefully, I guess by the time this airs, so Maria, when's the state championship? When is actual state for Texas?
It'll be Saturday, December the 17th.
Okay. Well, to be determined.
Yeah.
Right,
so that's we have to beat 2 more teams to get there. And this Friday we are at NRG at 7 p.m. So that's pretty exciting. The kids get to be on the field where these professional football players are. So they're pretty pumped.
That's very cool. What position does your son play?
Outside lineman.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very cool. Well, I definitely do appreciate each and every one of y'all here. I know for the New Year's resolution for myself too, it's actually interesting that a lot of what y'all said is very similar to where my head goes for 2023. It was going to be more towards pay it forward. So literally what you were saying, Maria, is just being more, I guess, not accountable, but I know I like to do things, but it's not about the recognition of it, but always looking out for other people. But I did want to put a goal together for next year to where at least once a month, I'm going to do some type of random act of kindness. So that's going to be something that I'm really looking to do. I know my wife would probably say I should listen more and talk less, but so we'll see
She's
how.
over there, right? She's over there.
She's somewhere. Don't worry. She's always here. I don't know where, but she's probably listening to this saying, get me off this podcast. But I do want to say, I do appreciate each and every one of you. I'm looking forward to closing out the year strong here for 2022, since this is the last episode for this year, but very excited about next year and everything that's to come for not just InsurMark, but also future episodes as well too. So for you all, I want to say thank you for hopping on today. Looking forward to our next little team gathering. Hopefully in January, we'll do something similar to Postino. Appreciate each and every one of you. And also, I want to say thank you for the friendship over the years. Some of you as long as 10 years. So it's been awesome. Thank you to the listener as well for checking out this week's episode, and make sure to subscribe on your favorite listening device so you do not miss any future episodes. Also, follow us on LinkedIn at Jeremy Hauser. And remember, in a world full of betas, be an alpha.
Thank you for listening to the InsurMark Advisor Mentorship Podcast with Vice President Jeremy Hauser. Click the follow button to be notified when new episodes become available, and connect with Jeremy on LinkedIn to stay up to date. If you would like to request our introduction kit, feel free to check out www.advisormentorship.com and click on Learn More. The information covered and posted represents the views and opinions of the guest and does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of InsurMark. The content has been made available for informational and educational purposes only. Thank you for listening to the InsurMark, the Advisor Mentorship Podcast with InsurMark Vice President Jeremy Hauser.